that clock doesn't say it's
Let's have a call to order, please. I'd like to welcome everyone to the monthly meeting of the South Bay Township Board of Supervisors. We appreciate your attendance and thank you for showing up. Roll call. 5 supervisors are present this evening. Our interim manager is present, our solicitor, our financial director, our planning and zoning director, our engineers, and our administrative assistants are also present. At this time, folks, I'd like to bring something to your attention. A longtime resident educator in South Bay Township passed away recently. His name was Jack Kiesling. Man who had military experience. He served on our Trinity School Board for at least 1 term, and he served as a township supervisor for at least 1 term, and at times served as chairman of our Board of Supervisors. A good family man and a good friend. He will be missed. Would you please stand for a moment of silence for Jack? Okay, now would you follow me to the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If my fellow board members don't object, I'm going to move an item under announcements and recognitions up to the present. And I'm very happy to be talking about this particular topic. It's our recognition of our South Germain Township Pony League athletes. And they are present this evening. We're going to make them known to you and their parents and grandparents. And this team did very, very well. We were all crossing our fingers. If you watched on TV, hoping when he got that lead, I said, they're in, but they did very, very well. They became the runner-up in the championship, and that's tough. I mean, all these teams come from all over the place, and they play good baseball. It's good, solid kids, okay, that they represented South Germain Township on the Washington County team. Mr. George Rowan, my fellow supervisor here, brought these boys to my attention. He said, can we do something for these 3 kids who are South Germain Township residents? And they run the baseball team that did very well. I'm all for it. Educator, get down here about kids and give them accolades and do what we can to bump them up a little bit, bring recognition to them for their good efforts. I'm willing to do that. So I'm going to ask these 3 boys to come up here right in the front here. Will you please? Just come on up. Your parents can watch them right back there. Look how tall they are. Look at them. Jeez, man. In 9th grade too, huh? Don't clap yet, because we're gonna do it at the end. We're gonna give them a nice round of applause. I also want to recognize the parents over here, the grandparents, and I think all the folks in the room know Commissioner Maggi and his wife. You can raise your hand there. And would the parents just tell us who you are so we know who you're connected with? Raise your hand, Luke.
number 5.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Paul is my wife Michelle and our son Ryan.
Okay. Thanks. Okay.
And Aaron and Rich Vital and Nico is right there sandwiched in the middle.
Okay, who's the little guy here?
Right.
There's another baseball player coming up. Okay, but this time we're going to present these boys and with the certificates of recognition presented to you by the township supervisor. George, you go down there, and Jordan, will you go down there and take these plaques down there? And we'll read each one of them individually for each of the kids. Okay, and then we're going to take a picture.
So this certificate of recognition is presented to Lucas Daniels in recognition of your outstanding performance and dedication in helping your team achieve 2nd place overall in the Pony Baseball World Series. South Germain Township proudly commends your achievement and a positive representation of our And similarly, this certificate is in recognition of your outstanding performance and dedication in helping your team achieve second place overall in the Pony Baseball World Series. South Shore Township proudly commends your achievement and a positive representation of our community on the field. And Nico, in recognition of your outstanding performance and dedication in helping your team achieve second place overall in the Pony. South Shore Township proudly commends your achievement and a positive representation of our community.
So, Ryan, come on up here. We're gonna get a picture of it. Okay. You get with them, okay? Take a picture with them.
Center.
Yeah, okay. You got it.
All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, perfect. Thank you.
Go right there. Anybody else want to get a picture?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, parents. Congratulations.
And
Well
on,
done.
on top of that, it's Nico's dad's
You can
birthday
tell him
today,
now.
so.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
What?
You can tell them they don't have to say.
No.
You're free
Ladies
now.
and gentlemen, if you want to sit through the meeting, you can, but you're free to go. I don't want you to feel like you're looking around for permission. You have permission. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, where am I here? Thank you. Okay, at number 3 on the agenda, and thanks, board members, for adjusting the agenda for us. Public comment time. The Township Board of Supervisors allocates a period of time during this item for those individuals who would like the opportunity to address the Board of Supervisors on any matter. Each person addressing the Board of Supervisors is asked to limit their comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. Did we get a list?
We do.
Okay, would
Yep.
you like to name the
Sure.
first person?
Jen Mazer, 40 Fisher Road.
One of these things in my mind, I think, for everyone that's here for the July meeting, that recognized my daughter. Thank you. We appreciate you very much for your work.
Thank you. You're very welcome. By the way, ladies, you all know that too. He was a long time supervisor in the township also. And he passed away recently also. I lost 2 good residents, 2 good fellows, 2 good supervisors. And they'll be missed. Thank you for coming over. I do appreciate it. Go ahead, next.
Judy Panasic,
I talk really loud, sorry, guys. Judy Panasic, Green Crescent Drive. I just wanted to acknowledge what Bob has just acknowledged. I think both Mr. Kiesling and Ed were people that I wish the boys were still in here to hear who they were to this township. And I'm saying this because I want everybody on this board to remember who they were and why people love them and why people voted for them and what they were about. Both of them got me involved. So everybody that hates when I come here, this is Jack Kiesling's problem. Because Jack Kiesling's the one that called my house and said, you know, get involved in the TIF. And I saw Ed Mazer and Jeff in action at the meeting Kiesling talked me into going to, and that was it. From there, I got highly involved because I saw highly passionate and good men, people that cared about the community. They don't care about developers, not that they're against development. They were all for development, but they were about this community first. They were about people first. And their commitment to South Trevane is untouched, besides maybe, you know, Billy Bell and Don Troutman, who are also long gone and used to drive this township weekly to make sure where they knew where all the potholes were. And that says a lot. And Bob, Mr. Keisling had 2 terms on school board, 2 different times. And I think people should know that when he ran for school board the 3rd time he ran, he was already on the school board. He ran again and supervisor simultaneously. He didn't even do anything to win and won both spots. And he had to make a choice. And I'm the one that talked him into being a supervisor in this township. I said, you only have to argue with 4 people instead of 8. When Mr. Keisling to the end always cared about the community, always wanted to educate. And I just think that, like I said, they were always about taxpayers first, commitment to this community. And I think that everybody needs to remember that. That's what you guys are here for. You're not here to help a developer. You're not here to help people that throw money around. This is about keeping South Strabane and being committed to South Strabane. And both Ed and Mr. Keisling were that. Their voices will forever echo in my head. Jen, if I ever do a sitcom, your dad's going to be a character. I will never forget that. And to this day, I can still hear Mr. Keisling giving me advice on things. But their knowledge and what those 2 did for this community, I don't know how. I haven't seen anything since, and I don't know if we're ever going to see anything again, because like I said, to the end, they were both concerned. Ed was still coming to meetings when he wasn't a supervisor because they both cared. And if anybody should have giant plaques on any walls, it should be those 2 men, because they were endless in their commitment for decades for South Strabane. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. It was very nice. Thank you. Jordan?
Linda Rumbaugh, 45 Burrell Drive.
Good evening. I just wanted to ask about, under new business D, about emergency modification request for Ryan Homes. It says driveway aprons. I just want to clarify, what does that mean, the aprons?
You want to take that, TJ, since you're the expert on it?
Sure. The driveway apron is the portion of the driveway that's constructed between the edge of the road and sidewalks. Simple.
The edge of the road and the sidewalk?
Correct.
Yeah, or the edge of the driveway?
Edge of the street. There's a little space between the edge of the street and the sidewalk.
And they're asking for an emergency. I don't know if that's considered an emergency. I think that would have went before planning, because we do have engineers on there. That would have been helpful to have their input on that. And they're asking for a slope greater than 7%. How much of a slope? Does anybody know?
TJ?
Slope varies.
Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all I
Okay,
wanted.
thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else?
Craig Rumbaugh, 45 Burrell Drive.
Good evening. Might have thought about it. I'd have just had my wife ask the question, but I wanted to bring up, I'd like to ask the board to consider the reopening of Berry Road. I brought this up previously and was advised at the time that it was pending the result of the traffic committee study, which I was a member of. And I think the only thing on the study that pertained to Berry Road was really creating a T intersection where it joins to Manifold Road. So I would very much like the board to add that to their agenda.
Say, what do you want us to do? Open it up?
Add to the agenda a plan for the developing, reopening of Berry Road.
I thought Berry Road wasn't.
It is reopened.
It is was
It's been
reopened
Okay, well,
a month ago.
I didn't know that. I didn't
That's why you come here, you get that good
Yeah,
information.
That's why I was confused. Sorry.
forget what I
You
said.
that. We opened it back up.
Yeah, it's been open. Yeah, it's running well.
Strike that from the record.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. Jordan?
Michael Costello, 126 Kelly Drive.
Good evening. I saw in new business, unfinished business, installation of streetlights. My wife signed a petition that agreeing to it, and I'm thinking like, please no. I'm on Kelly Drive. There's 10 houses. There's streetlights already, and it's not a safety thing. I feel that it's recreational. Recently, in the street in front of my house has I call it a handball court. I think it's a volleyball court painted red and white. There's a basketball court painted there. It really does nothing for my resale value. And we have all these parks around here, so I don't need another light. I have the highway light too. I mean, it's like Times Square on Kelly Drive, and it would be shining in my bedroom window. But thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming over.
Am I able to add to that?
Come on back up. Come on, you want to take another shot?
Yeah. I understand what he's saying because I have all the lights from Dick's. When Dick's moved in, Dick's told us, and I sat on the zoning board when this happened, so I know for a fact, they told all of us, they told Art and Michelle and Jim, all of us on the board there, that they were not going to put lights in the back to shine back down onto Manifold Road, that was not going to happen, that they'd only have one light up there, and that was all they were going to have. Well, that's not what happened. They have more than one light. They have actually 8 lights, and they told us that they were a green company. Well, they're not a green company. They told us they would have only dusk to dawn lights, and it would turn off at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night because they don't want to waste the electric. Well, that was not the case. Those lights are on. They kick on about 8 o'clock, and they don't go off until about 7 in the morning. Not only did we get the lights from there, we're getting
Tell me again, when do they, what,
Dick's.
how long are they on?
They come on probably about 8 o'clock,
At
and they
night?
don't shut off.
And they stay all night?
They're on constantly. They never turn off. They came and asked for a variance to put a bigger sign up. So of course they got the variance to put a bigger Dick's sign up. And I said, here we go with more lights. Oh, we're only going to have one light in the back of the building is what they told us. And that is not the case. It's lit up back there like Polish church. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Polish church.
So I understand what he's saying about the lights. You need to live where I'm at. The lights there are ridiculous.
Why don't you write the township a letter? Maybe somebody from the township code enforcement could go visit with them and say, hey, there was a commitment made at the zoning meeting. Could you at least put a timer on the light so they can come on so they go off whatever they close?
I understand it being a safety issue and because of high crime and all that over there. I could understand like they don't want people around the back of their building. Why don't they put motion censored lights up there? If somebody's back there, the lights kick on.
But I think Mr. Bull has a good point. I think you need
Yes.
to put something in writing to the township.
Yeah, they make the deflectors for them. We put deflectors up on these lights on the back of our building before they put the parking lot in their houses there. They make deflectors so the light goes down.
Do you think maybe that the Ford garage could do that too?
Here we go.
I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous there. I mean, you can see the lights from miles away coming into Washington. You know, you're hitting there. Mr. Bull, I will write a letter. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Jordan, someone else?
That would be it.
Okay, thank you very much. By the way, just a reminder to you folks, on the table, we have forms over there. During the meeting, generally this ends the conversations for the most part. And during the meeting, you might have another idea or comment you want to make. There's a form over there. You can write that out, okay? And there's a time of it, within 1 to 3 days, we'll get as fast as possible. 1 to 3 days, we'll get an answer back to you, okay? So you have something comes up and we didn't get a chance to speak about it, and you can write that down and we'll pick it up and we'll make sure we get a hold of you. Okay, meeting minutes, board number 4.
Open Zoom comment.
Okay, go ahead. No?
Anyone on Zoom?
All right. Meeting minutes, need a motion to pass the meeting minutes. Okay, very good. Let me finish that though. Board of Supervisors, August 26, 2025. But we got a motion and I've got a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Financial business, number 5. Motion for the approval of the payrolls for the periods of August 3rd, 2025 through August 16th, 2025 and August 17th to August 30th, 2025, and bills for the period August 23, 25 through September 19th, 2025. Need a motion, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Just a second. Thank you, Mr. Bull. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Number 6, announcements and recognitions. And the first one is there, the recognition of the South Strabane Point League athletes, which I'm so happy we did that. They got recognized. Also, folks, I'd like to tell you a little public service announcement in a way. Fire Prevention Week is, hope I got this right, October 5 to October 5th to the 11th. And their theme this year is Charge into Safety, dealing with lithium-ion battery safety. Now, I had a paper here someplace, and Mr. Jordan, Mr. Kramer put this out for you. And there's some things you should know. I'm gonna just read a couple things, not off this paper so much, but this one, the magazine. Buy only listed products with a safety certification mark such as UL, ETL, or CSA. Safely charge device by using the cord that came with the product to charge. And then remember, this is most important. This is where you hear a lot of the news. Recycle batteries responsibly at a battery recycling location, as throwing lithium-ion batteries in regular trash bins could start a fire. That's our tip of the week for you, okay? And that during Fire Prevention Week, they want to emphasize that particular thing. If you want to know more about it, we have a paper over there that tells you all about lithium-ion battery safety. Okay. This Thursday, September 25th, it's a Washington County Senior Expo. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's held at the Crown Center. It's called the old Franklin Mall, but I think they renamed it something else now because a new buyer came in, and I don't know what that new name is. It goes from 10 o'clock in the morning to 1:30. It's targeted for people that are 55 years old and older. And they have over 100 vendors, and it's worth attending. If you have time to go, you got to go down there because it's worth it. You get a lot of good information and pick up a lot of key points about the 55 and over group. Okay. I want to point out something here on the 9/11 program. I know you heard about that in the township. We had another one this year. We have them every year, and we had a reasonably good turnout. It was good weather, and it's at the old Washington Mall. I think, I don't know if you're familiar or not, there's a big flag that waves above there all the time, and there's a monument there also. And I just want to signal what Sergeant Kelly of our police force, Chief Kramer and Chief Hill are participants in that. I think Sergeant Kelly does a lot of leg work for it, and I hope he continues to do that. And it's always a nice event. It's a good remembrance event, and I always feel good about it when I go. I haven't missed one, and it's a good thing. You want to add to that at all, Jordan? Is there anything you want to add to it?
That's a great event that we hope to continue hosting. We're working with the new owners of the mall to ensure that we continue to have access to that portion of the property. That's our primary goal right now.
Okay, good. Thanks. Michelle, we need you. Parks and Rec. See what's going on.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We talked about, probably heard this before. Hopefully it's new to some of you. We'll give you a little bit more information tonight. On October the 18th from 3 to 5, we will be holding our trunk or treat. We need volunteers. We need volunteers to come and decorate their trunks and help pass out candy for the kids. We're going to make this a fun and safe place for the kids in our community. And if you're interested, you can register by emailing us at parksandrec.com. We'd be glad to have you. Mr. Maple, I seen you hand out treats to supervisors today. Would be so happy to have you come and hand out treats to the little ones, someone from your office.
What days again?
It's October the 18th from 3 to 5 at Community Park. So anybody wants to come, decorate your trunk, decorate your tractor, decorate your horse, whatever, just come and help us out there. It's a great way to get involved and spread cheer and support through our feet to our local families. Friday, October the 10th, we want you to join us for an evening of hayride, s'mores, hot dogs, and more fun from 6 to 8 at Simmons Farm. It is limited amount of people that can attend. So if you want to bring your children, bring your family to be a part of that, make sure you get on. There's a link that will take you to the registration. It is $5 per person. We're limiting it to residents only. There are flyers over there on the table that has our link and our a QR code. The registration will close on October the 6th so that we can have time to prepare for the people that have signed up to come. Let's see. It's a great way to have spend the night with your family and friends, and I'm sure you don't want to miss this. And then up soon in November, we do have our bus ride over to the Light Up Night in Pittsburgh, where they'll be riding on the boat, traveling around the rivers, and they'll be getting dinner and dancing and having lots of fun over there. Unfortunately, that is full. But if you are still interested in going, please do so. Sign up, because if someone decides they can't go, you know, whoever's on that wait list will get that next spot. Coming soon will be some information about our Breakfast with Santa. It will be held on December the 6th this year. And I believe the hours are 10 to 2. It'll be a catered breakfast. We'll have some crafts for the kids. We're going to show a movie, do some caroling, and of course, Santa will make his appearance and have a special surprise for all the little kiddos. So we hope you can join us. And follow our website, follow the South Strabane Township website, follow our Facebook page, because we update that and put all the information on there. So, and always, if you have any questions, you can always email us at parksandrec.com. And also, we're open for ideas too for next year. So if you have something that you want to do or see us do or whatever, we'll take your suggestions.
And Michelle, as always, thank you and thank your board.
You're
for all the
welcome.
good work you do.
You're welcome.
And that's a nice lineup there, by the way. That's a good entertainment. Thank you very much, Michelle. Okay, township reports and presentations. Letter A, municipal separate storm sewer system, MS4 report. The Board of Supervisors allocates a period of time during this item for comments regarding the topic of stormwater. Each person addressing the Board of Supervisors is asked to limit their comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. We have anyone like to speak to that, to MS4? You want to check Zoom for me too? Anybody? Okay, thanks a lot. We'll move on. Township manager report. Mr. Kramer, you have something there?
The 7 Brew Coffee is now open. The Panda Express is looking to open in October. Those are 2 of the larger construction projects that are currently ongoing in the township. Trick or Treat is slated for October 31st in the township from 5:30 to 7. And we'll have information that's coming out soon for the township leaf bags and the leaf collection, once we get some info back on the pricing for our leaf bags this year.
Yeah, you might have told them the starting date. You want to withhold the starting date? It's October 27th.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, through December 1st. Don't be in a rush though. We're still trying to get the bags in, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you have plenty of time. Okay, thanks. Secretary Treasury report, you have that in hand. Township solicitor, Mr. Makel.
The office has been involved with different projects involving development and so forth. So it's been sort of, outside of that, it's been sort of quiet.
Okay, and Rob, or Township engineer.
Yes, thank you. The update on the 537 plan, I requested some capacity letters from the folks affiliated with the 519 project. Those have been slow in coming back. I had a couple of follow-up conversations with them. I'm getting to the point now where I may just go ahead and move forward and then allow that to kind of pass through during the public notification period. We need to request letters of adoption from the entities that need to provide those letters. So while I'd love to have them in there now, I'm getting to the point now where I'm getting a little impatient, so I may just go ahead and advertise it. It doesn't really affect you guys too much. It's just a little bit of a timing question. So hopefully by this time next month, it's behind us. But like I said, I got a couple of follow-up conversations scheduled later this week. On the MS4, your annual report is due at the end of this month. It's complete. I think it's just waiting for Jordan to peruse it and give us his okay before we submit it to the DEP. And then we'll be prepared next month to do our annual presentation to the board on the status of your MS4 program. I see Farley Locust on the agenda later on, so we'll talk about that then. Same with Driscoll. I do not have an update on station 44-188. Have they started work? Okay, I've asked for updates and I haven't received it, so I'll follow up with them and see what's going on. And beyond that, I think the only thing I wanted to put in front of you tonight was the fact that the Washington County LSA period for applications is currently open. So if there's anything we want to pursue, we'll need to be prepared to pass those resolutions at your October meeting. So if there's something we want to submit on, we just need to get some guidance from you as far as which way we want to go.
Good. Anyone have any questions? Any of the board members? Okay. TJ, you want to come on up? Please?
Sure. Yeah,
Brief everyone what's going on, particularly with Burkett Manor, okay?
sure. There's a couple Burkett Manor items that are on the agenda tonight, so I won't comment too much on those at this point. We do have the emergency waiver to talk about, and we do have the Sixth Amendment to the subdivision. So aside from those two items, our office is handling the inspection work when we're notified to do so by the developer, by Ryan Holmes. So I also did just want to pass along to you all that I think it was 2 Fridays ago, Supervisor Murphy and I got together to review some final revisions on the grading ordinance. And our office did update that Word document that Jolene had sent to us and sent that back down to the township today. So I think that's moving in the right direction. We'll hopefully be in a position where that final draft can be put forward for review. So apart from those items, I can answer any questions that you folks have.
Maybe we'll answer the questions later as we get to those topics, okay?
Sounds
Then we'll
great.
have discussion then.
Yep.
Okay, thanks, TJ.
You bet. Thank you.
Okay, let's move on. Number 8, unfinished business. I need a motion to remove from the table, motion to adopt a policy regarding the installation of streetlights in the township. Need a
I'll
motion?
make a motion to remove the street lighting policy off of the table.
Thank you. Need a second, please.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Rowan. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried 5-0. Now,
I'll make a motion to adopt the streetlight ordinance.
Okay.
policy.
okay, motion to adopt a policy regarding installation of streetlights in the township. That's working on a plan for it. We need a second, please.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Grego. All in favor of adopting a
We'll
policy?
discuss it,
Yeah, let's have a discussion.
The only discussion is, and so this is gonna make it stringent, like you can't put a street light up because you want a basketball court so it's making it harder and it has to go through review from the fire chief, the police chief and the township manager. They'll be the ones that will recommend to the supervisors if the people should get a light. Yes. That's why I just wanted to clarify that with you.
And I think it should be pointed out that any resident can go to the power company and have a light added. They have to pay for it. You know, I kind of have an issue with taxpayers paying for that unless it's a safety issue.
Thanks, Jeff. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. On to new business. Letter A, motion to approve a preliminary and final minor subdivision for the Sixth Amendment to Burkett Manor PRD Plan Number 1 for properties located at 210, 212, 214, 216, 218 Yellowwood Court in the R4 medium density residential zoning district. And keep in mind, this is the Burkett Manor area. Need a
So
motion?
moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Thanks, Mr. Grego. Discussion. No discussion. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Letter B, motion to approve the preliminary subdivision plan for the Richardson subdivision 2 for property along Route 519, parcel ID number 600-009-0000002100 in South Strabane Township in the A1 agricultural and II light industrial zoning districts. Need a motion,
So
please.
moved.
Second. Thanks, Mr. Bull. Any discussion?
Only as long as I know were there any comments or anything on that?
Yeah, so
So we just need to make sure that the engineer's comments are met.
So the only comment that was outstanding, and this is the reason it was recommended for preliminary and not final, was they were waiting for a letter from the County Planning Commission,
Okay.
which I believe was received. So next month you'll have it for final.
That's it.
Is that it? Okay. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Letter C, motion to approve the preliminary subdivision plan for the Meadows Landing Plan residential development for 401 lots located along Landings Drive near US Route 19 in the R4 medium density residential zoning district. I see you're here. How you doing? Good evening. Okay, need a second, please.
Second.
Thanks, Mr. Grego. Discussion. Anything you want to say tonight? Okay, just looking for approval. That's it. Okay.
TJ?
Right, TJ.
Mr. Stevens?
Mr. Weber, if I could just offer one comment.
Yes.
A few questions, comments that we, Alberta, Ryan Hall. We would just ask that those be addressed.
Okay.
So
Take
with the engineers, the comments need to be
Subject.
reviewed, subject to their.
Subject to engineer comments.
You get that in my motion, Jordan? That it's on contingency of the, what'd you say, Dennis?
Subject to the engineer's comment.
Engineer's confirmation. You have that in there?
Yep.
Okay.
Just a final point, that this is for preliminary.
Oh, yeah, preliminary. Yeah. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, thanks, fellas, for coming over. Letter D, motion to approve the emergency modification request from Ryan Home for driveway aprons with a slope greater than 7% for lots 104 A, B, C, D, and E, 168, 166, 111, in the Burkett Manor PRD. Need a motion, please. Need a second.
Second.
Thanks, Mr. Road. Discussion. Is this where you need to ask, TJ? You need to speak to this?
I can give a little context if you'd like.
Yeah, I appreciate it. For the record.
Yeah, sure. So we have a bit of a situation with some of the driveway slopes on a few of the townhouses on Yellowwood Court. When our office was called for inspection of the concrete forms, it was quickly realized that the finished elevation of the garage slab sits higher above the road elevation than what's permissible in the township ordinance. So that difference in vertical elevation combined with the driveway length, it's not possible for them to achieve the slope requirement, which is 7%. So it's an issue with the plan as it's constructed and its ability to conform to your ordinance requirements. So we met with them in the field and talked about it, and one avenue to rectify the issue was to ask that they pursue a modification. So
Mr. Ware, we had some conversations on the phone.
Mhm.
I believe Kristen was involved. I think one or two, I think Jordan's involved. So the issue was, since they were not in compliance with the CELDO, that we needed to do something quickly because some of these people wanted to move in. So the thought process was to have them issue a request, a emergency waiver of the non-compliance with the township CELDO. It's really between, I believe, the sidewalk and the platform of the garage. Am I correct?
yeah, correct.
So that's where the issue is. Now, the sidewalk will still be ADA compliant, but the fact is it wasn't done to our township specifications.
Right. So your ordinance requires the 5-foot wide sidewalk, which is being installed. It can't have a cross slope steeper than 2%. The issue is the remainder of the driveway is steeper than 7%, which your ordinance does not permit. And the apron, which we talked about at the beginning of the meeting, is the space in between the edge of the sidewalk and the street, and that's much steeper than what your ordinance permits. So
Is there going to be an issue of vehicles going in and out, damaging the sidewalk or damaging the vehicle and bringing it back to the township saying, why'd you let them do it?
it's definitely steep. I mean, every vehicle is different. It's hard to say that every single vehicle is going to be able to navigate that 6 or 8 inch incline there over a couple feet, which is leading to that steep slope. So I can't really answer that question directly and say that every vehicle will be able to
Mr. Solicitor,
navigate
can
those.
we have them, people to buy those homes, sign an agreement?
I
We're
think-
not liable for
Waiver, yeah.
a waiver because we didn't cause this problem. Well, we have to
Yep.
address it.
Well, part of the issue was the fact is that there was the design, didn't
Mhm.
comply. Township didn't acknowledge that, at least that's my understanding, that design flaw. So there's that estoppel argument again that I talked to you before about. But what I would suggest we do is we could have, how many structures are
Five.
there? I think there's 5 lots, but some of those lots have multiple units on them.
Yeah, I don't have the exact count, but
11 homes,
Should be 8 dwelling units total.
8 dwelling units.
Yeah.
so what they've asked for under this emergency is any house that's scheduled to close between last Friday and the date of the next meeting in October,
That
which
will
would
cover-
allow the regular process to run its course.
This is where we have issues that I just don't want to go further into, but we can suggest that they notify we also have the indemnification. We have indemnification in our, prior to the other developments we did, like Strabane Manor and so forth, we now have a lengthy developers agreement, contrary to the avarice of Mr. Bove that provides indemnification. So we do have indemnification there, but I think, what may be prudent is to say to tell the people that, have them just say that they have to notify the property owners that there may, about the steepness of the driveway, that's what it is, correct?
Correct.
Let's make that part of the record. Let's make sure they do enforce it.
Okay, so we can add to that as part of that, who made the first and second to that motion?
I made the motion.
Who made the second?
Russ, I believe. No,
Russ.
George.
So if you want to
I
add
think
the
George,
condition that the builder / developer notify the property owners or potential property owners of the issue concerning the disparity in the CELDO requirements versus the construction,
What's been
final
built.
construction. So that, you can make that part of your motion then.
Oh, can I ask you one more question?
Got $5?
Yeah.
That's it.
So the developer's agreement is with PA American Finance to indemnify. Then Ryan or Heartland or NVR buys it off of them. But we don't have anything with Ryan, Heartland, and they're the ones that are doing this part of it.
Is that well, no, I think.
Yes, no, this is Ryan.
Ryan.
But if I'm correct, the design was done by who?
The design originally
Yeah.
was the design drawings were prepared by Gateway Engineers
But that was done by.
on behalf of the developer who,
So
PA Finance.
does the construction, is it consistent with what the design is? I don't know. I mean, that's the question. Is it consistent?
I'm only throwing it out there that you said the developer, we got this big and with the developer,
Yeah.
but the developer's not the one that's doing this.
I think
It's Heartland.
Supervisor
Ryan-
Murphy's point is that Ryan Holmes is the one actually installing the sidewalks and the driveways.
Correct.
Yeah, but does the design, is the design that was approved by the township, does it have what has been constructed?
I mean, without setting up a instrument and shooting in the first floor elevations and comparing them to what they have,
We wouldn't know.
we wouldn't know that, but
Do they have 4-foot sidewalks?
They have
not
5
not
foot
where
wide,
they're
yes,
building
it
them
is
right
5
now.
Are they
Yes.
5 foot right now,
Yes.
correct?
They are.
They're installing 5-foot wide sidewalks in front of the
All right, so
homes
here's
now,
what
yes.
we can make that one condition, because I thought maybe it was both that did this, but notifying the property owner of the EDU and have Ryan sign off on an indemnification agreement that I prepared.
Right.
Keep in mind, I just want to make you aware, again, I know we're talking about this right now. I had a discussion today, this morning, I think, wasn't it, this morning, with TJ concerning, this what upsets me the most, I'd use the word PISS for the people here. What upsets me the most is that they know that when they pour that cement, they're supposed to notify the engineer,
They didn't do it.
they didn't do it. So I just got, we talked this morning, and I think you sent me something, you talked this, or was it yesterday?
It was this morning, yes.
That this is an issue which upsets me highly because they know the procedure. That upsets me extremely a lot because, you know, when you said concrete, and I'm not a concrete, but I know Mr. Murphy talked about putting that, what do you call that?
The wire mesh
Wire
in
mesh
and
and
the
so
4
forth.
inches of 2B and yeah.
I mean, we've already had issues with these folks before.
And why do we keep rewarding inappropriate behavior? This shit got started.
Well, it's part of your motion also. And this is what I want to institute also. This is part of that agreement. Anytime they screw up like this, I think I want them to also pay like a fine or something. For what? Because this is ridiculous after all. I mean,
So you're telling me that they went and poured all, after everything we've been through, after all the meetings, after all the problems, and they were to call you before they poured the concrete, and you're telling me that they didn't do it?
That's correct.
Well, then,
Yeah,
then
if
you know what, as far as I'm concerned, they could tear the whole damn thing down and do it right.
if I may, I made a phone call to Ryan Holmes this morning asking them when they were going to pour the sidewalks that they're asking for under this emergency waiver. And I asked them to tell me that so that we could coordinate our field inspectors to have somebody here when they were pouring. And I was told this morning that they're already poured. And that they were poured on Friday. And when I asked the gentleman from Ryan Holmes why our office was not contacted to be there during the inspection, he was not able to answer my question. And I reminded him that we needed to be there to check the forms prior to the pour being completed, and we needed to have an inspector there during the pour itself so that we can verify
We made that clear
widths and
before,
thicknesses. And I've communicated that to them in emails and phone calls before. And once again, you know, the township, our office, we were not notified. So I was highly frustrated this morning. When I found that out, I made a phone call to your solicitor and we discussed
Mr.
it. So
Solicitor, I'm in favor of any fines we want to issue.
well, I think I tell you what, that's the only way I can know we can start hurting these people.
And that's what we need to do.
I mean,
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They'll just pay the fine.
Yeah,
We'll make it big
And that's
enough.
the sad part about it is, that at the end of the day, the people that are buying the places aren't getting what they paid for, just like the folks in Strabane Manor, okay? Then they come and sue the township, so we have, between the folks that live there, you know, there's $500,000 in legal fees paid, still didn't get what they paid for, and here we go again, just doing it again. And this has got to
Well,
stop.
here's I think it's part of this motion, which is now becoming more complex. I think I was pretty upset because I've dealt with these people. In fact, I think part of the discussion we had last week with one of the builders became somewhat acrimonious. I mean, I just thought, which guy, I can't remember which guy it was from Ryan. I think it's time that we bring these folks into another meeting, the builders this time. Because I'm really upset with this situation. I mean, I'm trying to help them out. I'm concerned about the people getting to their homes because that's what they're telling us. But we got to bring them in to say enough's enough.
And when those people sue the township, so then what? Again, then what?
Well, we're trying to, that's the reason why we're trying to stop them. We're trying to be more proactive. I mean, when I'm dealing with people that just sit there and tell the engineer to kiss their ass, I think that's what I think, my language. I think you need to bring them in one day this week. That's what I would do.
Hey, Mr. Makel, wonder if we put a hold on this motion? What's that create?
Amen.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hold it then.
Yep.
So who
I'm
made the
on,
first?
I made the motions, but I'm not in favor of that because these houses are getting done. People need to move into them. You be the one, because you've told me with my neighbors that there's no judge gonna make them tear them out and put them.
More than likely they won't. I mean,
So why are we gonna hold it up? Why are we gonna, I mean, I want to come do with something,
Because at least it will be adjudicated now.
but they already put the sidewalks in.
admittedly, this is an impossible
It's
situation.
like a moot
It's
point.
not impossible because
Well-
they keep screwing up and we keep saying it's okay.
Yeah,
We keep rewarding inappropriate behavior. This is the fourth development that this has happened on. It's gotta stop.
Yeah, I understand your point. I think that they're asking for relief from a situation that they partially created.
Are these?
So
Are
if you wanna-
these,
Who made the first? Mr.
I did.
Who made the second?
George.
I made the second.
All right, so if you want to make that,
One more question.
Sure,
Can I ask a question?
please.
Aren't we dealing with the same builders that we did with some of the previous developments? Isn't it the same NVR, Ryan, and who else?
Heartland.
Heartland.
Yes.
okay.
It's Ryan Holmes
Did
and
they build
Harlan.
in Strabane Manor?
The last
No.
phase 4 they did.
Okay.
Well, that last stage.
The last
But
phase they did.
the
Ron
point
did
is,
the walk.
these developers know that and they still don't care. They don't care. And when you reward inappropriate behavior, don't wonder why you keep getting problems.
All right, Mr. Michael, you're in charge here. What do we need to
so
do?
if you want to, if George and Mark are still satisfied with the motion, subject to the following conditions. One, that they notify the owners, these are specific conditions, that they notify the owners that failure to comply with the construction requirements of the Saldo and or the design. Two, that they sign an agreement with the township from this point onward, saying that their failure to comply with the Saldo as presented or as approved, the design is approved and the Saldo shall result in possible fines down the road.
Okay.
Three, and the fines be set by the township, $1,000 for each time they fail. Three, that they identify the township, and four, that they agree to a meeting sometime this week or
Soon.
next week with the supervisors. 4 items. Okay?
Should we add property damage? Since these people have already signed their contracts, they are residents of the township, am I not correct? And they
Well,
want to move
yeah,
in. If there's property damage to their vehicles or to their sidewalks, apron, we're not responsible. The developer has to fix it,
That's
has
part
to
of the
fix their
agreement.
vehicles.
Then what if you have a slip and fall on the ice on that
Then
grade?
they're responsible. Have them sign it.
Hold on,
Either that or fix it.
finish that, wait. I'm
All
trying to
right,
get
so
this.
so let's go back again. We can get into the questions. One, agree, the subject that they notify the owners of the properties of any non-compliance with the design and or sale. One. Two, that they agree to indemnify the township for any loss or liability concerning this inconsistency. Three, that they pay an appropriate fine to the township determined by the township board of supervisors on a case-by-case basis. Four, that basically talk about the indemnification. Meet the supervisors within the next 10 days.
Got all that, Mr. Kramer?
What are you gonna do with the house that's closed already? Is the township gonna send them a letter and say that it was done wrong?
We could do that. That'll be the fifth aspect.
Okay.
We've talked about it tonight. This needs action. This needs action in 24 hours.
It will be done tomorrow.
Yeah, that fifth thing. George, you get the fifth thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we got everything we think we need?
Yes, if,
Could we add to that, notify the new owners or notify the owners before closing?
we're
Or,
gonna notify, that's gonna be part of the notification to the current
Okay.
owners or the
I
upcoming.
mean, yeah,
We've had it closed last Friday. I think.
We did.
oh, there was a,
Yeah.
jeepers.
All right. Anything else you want to add? Those are the items to the
Okay.
motion.
We got them all, Mr. Kramer?
And I'll do the letters someone get me the address and I'll start the letters out.
Okay. Oh, yes, yes.
Just be very careful how you vote on this, because Meadow Landing, they're watching what you're doing. And if they see that you're a pushover and they can do whatever they want to do, this is coming your way.
Well, Meadows Landing, what we're doing, we learned our lesson with Burkett Manor. So with Meadows Landing, we've already had a pre-app meeting and so forth. So they're gonna know from this point on, in fact, when I do the developers agree with them, I'm going to put in there a fine, I'll put a situation where they have to pay a fine every time they or the builders don't comply.
$1,000 is nothing to a developer.
I like it higher too.
That's absolutely
we'll make
nothing
it
to a
happen.
developer, nothing.
If
All
they-
they care is sell, sell, sell.
If they
That's all.
pour it without, if they pour it without permission and the engineer's not there to see to it that the proper rod or mesh and it's not the right depth, if it's not, then make them tear it out.
I agree.
It's that
I agree.
simple.
I
Make
agree.
them tear it out.
They're watching to see what you're doing.
You're right.
They're watching.
You're right. Okay.
We're here to protect the future residents of this township. They're the buyers. Huh?
I don't feel protected right now.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? And we had full discussion on it. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay, 4-1. It's approved. All right. Letter E, motion approving option number 3 from, Rob, you want to come on up? KLH Engineers to improve safety at the intersection of Farley and Locust. And I want this lady to,
Before he
in the back there, to pay attention because we might finally have some hope for you, you know? Yeah.
before I'll make the motion to do it.
Oh, yeah,
Before
we
we
got to do it.
discuss it, I'll make the motion.
Yeah, make the motion. Okay, we need a second. Then. You're right.
Second, okay.
Okay, now we can have this. Go ahead, Rob. Explain clearly what option 3 is.
So we
Take care of
evaluated,
Farley.
yeah, so we evaluated several alternatives for the, call it daylighting of that intersection. Trimming back that bank as you're exiting to provide additional sight distance coming up the hill from the left. As you're exiting, is that Locust to there? Locust is a side street. We evaluated 3 different alternatives. The one particular option, which is option 3, kind of stood out amongst the others. It eliminates getting into the existing tree of that property. And it also minimizes the amount of fill or amount of cut that needs to be done while providing the highest sight distance improvement coming up the hill. Like I said, we evaluated several alternatives. This was definitely the one that stood out amongst all of them. So again, we were just looking for concurrence from the supervisors and direction moving forward. Next step will be to apply for the highway occupancy permit from PennDOT. Get their approval since most of the work will be done in their right away. And then stake out and then assistance and support to your public works staff to get it done.
Our public works is going to take care of the project, right?
Correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the only thing that we had a little bit of a question on would be traffic control.
Yeah.
I think we came up with a good plan to detour traffic while work was being done to minimize the costs associated with traffic control. So I think we got a pretty good plan. We got to obviously have to have PennDOT approve it, but I think it's a reasonable compromise.
There you are. I once again apologize for the no phone call, okay? I do apologize for it.
And I'm pretty sure as soon as we're ready to go, Kevin's itching to get going on this. So he's pretty excited to get going. So we'll have a little bit of a delay getting through PennDOT, but once we're through that, it sounds like Public Works is ready to go.
Just
Any thoughts
discussion,
about-
yeah, now you made me forget. The one was, and maybe somebody, are we gonna shut the road down? Will PennDOT let us do that?
That's the plan. One lane.
So in.
We're gonna
and
shut
it's
it.
It's not in it, but it's in our description. It has possible overtime for traffic detail with assist, so our police are gonna, or if we shut it down, are they going to sit there? or-
I would assume you probably want to have police involvement somewhere along the line. The alternative is flagging a lane. And you don't have the resources to do that in-house. So that's something you'd have to subcontract. We didn't price it out, but I mean, Kevin's thinking, what do you say, about a week and a half to finish the work. So even if it's, $2,000-3,000 a day, it adds up pretty quick. So
It would likely be far more cost effective for a couple hours a day and for one officer in overtime than it would be for a flagging crew.
So they're only gonna sit there for a couple hours?
Yeah, he's going to try to do anything that would affect the roadway briefly each day and open it back up as quickly as he can. So one lane would be open and then the other lane would be detoured onto the side street. I can't remember.
I view their role as more as maintaining a presence where the detours occur at those intersections, just to make sure people are paying attention to what's going on.
Why can't we just take a police officer that's already working on shift and let him come and do that?
I don't.
That's.
I don't schedule your police
About
officers.
that. That's up to Drew.
We
Yeah.
shouldn't need overtime for that.
it's a discussion of traffic control. And again, at the end of the day, it's probably gonna come down to what PennDOT will allow and won't allow. We're gonna submit it like this with a lane closure and a detour, in hopes that they'll allow it. And they may require that we have flagman posted at those intersections, but I still think if we have to do it that way, it's still less expensive and less cumbersome than having to flag that hillside from the intersection down. So.
Chief Hilk may be okay with that. We wrote this as kind of the worst case scenario as far as cost goes.
All right, just bringing that up, but if there's any way we can not do that, that would be appreciated.
Sure.
Anything else, Rob?
Not on that one.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Congratulations. Okay, letter F, motion approving stormwater management improvements at Driscoll Park. Stay up there, Rob.
I'm here.
As designed by KLH Engineering with the use of a current LSA grant in the amount of $150,000.
So moved.
Need a second, please. Second. Thank you, Mr. Grego. Okay, Rob.
So we took a comprehensive look at the entire Driscoll Park property, looking at where the primary needs are currently, and then addressing improvements, additional improvements beyond those initial needs. The initial needs you have right now are the replacement of the storm sewer that cuts down through the property, and doing a little bit to try to address stormwater runoff in there. Phase one that we're recommending you proceed with immediately includes a small detention basin on the park property. There are a number of additional smaller projects that come through. That initial project is also probably going to be the biggest spend as far as material wise. There's a lot of pipe, a lot of boxes, those type of things. And then that part of the project will set you up to proceed with the additional phases in the future if you decide to do that. Met with Jordan, kind of reviewed it, kind of collected, and Kevin as well, kind of collectively agreed that first part was probably the way we want to start. Let's get the quotes in because we have to do CoStar's quotes for all the materials, get everything together, get a solid number on what we spend, and then we can revisit what we want to do with the other phases, whether we want to proceed, how many phases we want to proceed with. Now, the plan is, like I said, the plan is a comprehensive plan to do a lot of stormwater work in the park. I don't envision that we'll get through the full scope of it. It's certainly not with $150,000 that we have to work with now. This might be something that carries over to subsequent years. You do have these PRP plans or PRP projects you need to get taken care of on your MS4. We'll talk a little bit more obviously about that next month. But you have funding. This qualifies under your PRP, and full build out of this project, if we were to take it all the way through, would knock out about 30 to 40% of your requirement overall. So it's a good project. It means a lot if we were to proceed through completion. But again, right now we're just looking to move through that first phase. If we decide to move into second phase, I would probably like to come back, at least have a smaller meeting with a couple of supervisors, just because some of those are a little bit more intrusive into the park space itself, and create some areas where you wouldn't necessarily be using those areas for recreation anymore. The initial phase is more green space, grassy area that, kids can be messing around in there. It's not going to really do anything while it's not functioning. So the other ones are more rain garden wise. So you have some plantings and things of that nature. So before we start taking up footprint within the park, I'd probably like some input from the supervisors before we move forward beyond this initial phase.
Okay. Anything else, Rob?
Nope.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Anybody have any questions?
Oh, and Jordan, did you happen to look on parcel viewer to make sure we own those other two parcels?
Yeah, and I
You
think
did,
we,
I'll do it.
yeah, and I think we double checked. what
Double
were gonna
checked.
We
do.
spoke to the property owner and his neighbor indirectly. Both of them are willing to grant easements where we need easements. So you have easements up on top, you don't have them in the bottom. So we're going to need to pick up a couple easements down through there to get on there to do the install and to provide maintenance access for you in the future.
But I always thought the park quit at the playground. I didn't realize it went over into two more lots. Surprised me.
Trying to picture what you're talking about.
Rob's referring to that
Where it goes up towards the back
kind
of the
northern
houses.
end. Yeah, he's referring closer up towards the parking lot.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and as it extends over.
Yeah.
I'll look at the
Yeah.
drawing. I still want to
Mhm.
clarify that before we.
Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, because
Okay.
I have the clean survey for the properties around there that we did too. That might be a little bit clearer, clarify what you're looking at.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Rob, thank you very much. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Letter G, motion authorizing the preparation and execution of the annual winter maintenance agreements for the Bradford Run and Burkett Manor neighborhoods. Need a motion, please.
Motion, it's whatever,
Yeah,
7,000.
we're gonna have Jordan speak to that.
Okay.
I need a second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Jordan, will you speak to it, like the slight change that we have in it? Basically, they should, go ahead, you can speak.
Each year we execute an agreement with the plans that have not come under township domain yet. Longstanding would be Bradford Run. Most recently would be Burkett Manor. Historically, we had gone under the PennDOT rate per mile. Last year, we increased that pretty substantially to $6,000 per winter to maintain those roadways, to more appropriately cover our costs for man hours, salt, et cetera. We are suggesting to increase that to $7,000 per winter for each of those two developments this year. Again, just due to our increase in employee costs, salt went up pretty significantly this year, and everything else obviously continues to rise. So that would be our
Thanks,
suggestion.
Jordan. All those in favor of the motion indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Letter H, motion to approve a resolution authorizing a traffic signal maintenance agreement with PennDOT.
So moved.
Thank you. Need a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Gregor. And since Chief Hilk isn't here, Jordan, can you speak to this?
Yeah, so as it sits currently, each of the intersections that are within PennDOT's right of way that have traffic signals, we have an agreement individually with PennDOT. There's a project upcoming through a grant that will replace all traffic controlled intersections from the city of Washington almost all the way to the Allegheny County line. South Strabane Township actually benefits the most out of any municipality. As part of that, this agreement would override all of those individual agreements so that we only have one agreement with PennDOT. Any future signal changes would be an addendum to this. So it makes things a little bit more simple for us. And in the future, it would just be an addendum rather than executing a full new agreement for every intersection.
Good. Thanks, Jordan. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Letter I. Motion authorizing the interim township manager to prepare and advertise a curbside recycling RFP.
So moved.
Thank you. Did a second?
Second.
Who second? Mr. Grego, thank you. Mr. Jordan, is there anything you need to say about this issue?
No, we had a contract, a 3-year contract originally with Waste Management for recycling. We extended that, I believe, 3 years in a row because recycling for other communities was increasing substantially. And they offered us very low rates to continue our contract. At this point, last year, the supervisors had asked that we put it out to bid again. And this would initiate that process for us to get it started.
Thank you, Mr. Kramer. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Letter J, motion authorizing the interim township manager and finance HR director to fill the upcoming vacancy of part-time custodian with the top qualified candidate.
So moved.
Need a second, please.
Second.
All those in favor? By the way, Mr. Kramer, how many applicants do we get for this?
8. Compared to the last time that we advertised for this position, I mean, all 8 are extremely qualified. So we've been very, very happy with it.
So we don't know who the person is yet, or?
We've interviewed 3 so far, 4. We've interviewed 4, and honestly, any 4 of them we feel would do a phenomenal job. So we're still trying to determine that final pick.
Okay.
Usually you put the name of the person you're hiring as part of the motion.
We just interviewed them today.
He hasn't picked them
And
yet.
per your instruction, a couple weeks ago, we had just put it on as such.
What we do the next meeting, have them pay the person or hire the person, and then we'll just.
What you can do, you can reaffirm the hiring of John Doe and Susan Q at the next meeting. That's what you want to do.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, let's do
let's-
that.
I don't want to hold it up. I don't want our building not to get cleaned.
That's exactly right. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Letter K, motion authorize the listing of the 2000 Pierce Quantum engine with a 50% of proceeds going to the VFD for fire equipment. You want to explain that a little bit there, Mr. Jordan?
Sure. We have a 2000 Quantum Pierce fire engine that was purchased in the year 2021. That engine was planned to be sold once the new aerial truck arrives. That is likely to arrive at some point in November and will go in service probably right after the new year. At this point, I'm suggesting that we look to start to advertise that for sale now and use those proceeds to go towards equipment for the new truck. So that engine is just over 25 years old. And that's far past the useful life of what the NFPA suggests on a fire engine. The engine's actually served us pretty well several times over the past 3.5 years. It's been one of the only fire engines in South Strabane that was actually operating when we had various maintenance issues. So we certainly got some use out of it, but I think it's time that we're able to advertise it for sale.
Okay, motion to approve.
I'd like to.
Wait,
make
I'll
the motion, then
You
I'll
gotta
let you-
do,
I'll
then
let
we'll
you talk.
discuss it. I'll make a motion to.
Second.
Now
Okay,
you can
now go ahead.
amend my motion and
Go ahead,
tell them
Jeff.
what you want.
Yeah, I don't have a problem selling it. It hasn't been inspected for whatever a year.
I'm not sure exactly off the top of my head.
It's over a year. I'm glad we're getting rid of it. It's been sitting outside. I don't understand that. But I think the proceeds, the township pays for it. The township should have the benefits from it. And if I think in asking a solicitor, it has to be done that way. You just can't willy-nilly give half the proceeds to anybody. Now, if the fire department needs something, I don't have a problem. If they need money, that's what way we need to do, but it needs to be done right. That's not doing it right. All the money needs to come back to the township.
So what he's saying basically is just make a motion to authorize the sale. That's step one. If you get 50,000, if you want, then the next thing is, next meeting, the board wants to give 5,000, 10,000, and make that a separate motion for the meeting after you sell it.
Okay.
Whatever the board would like.
All right.
What's the value of the engine?
We won't know until we put it on
We-
municipal
you
bid.
don't-
We
we
should-
don't
Do you
book or
looked and see
anything.
where we should put the?
Is there a value to it?
I think it's a reserve of 25,000, isn't there?
Yeah, I'd like to put the reserve at 25. I spoke to a broker that sells these, which is normally how you get more money out of them rather than municipal bid. And he was suggesting somewhere around 50, 55 is what we might be able to get out of it. Yeah, thankfully the used fire truck market has actually gone up a little bit.
Can we put in there that we earmark half of the money that we receive for upfitting the new fire truck? Make sure that upfitting is paid for by the sale of this, so it's not a burden on either us or the volunteer fire department.
I think
Because they
that's-
have been doing the upfitting.
But I think if you just make a motion to sell, and once you get whatever you get, then you
Then we can change it. and
then you can
they-
say, give them
yeah.
25,000.
We'll let them spend
50,000,
50% of it with Kramer's blessing that that's what he wants on that truck.
And I just reimburse them.
Yeah, we'll just reimburse them.
Okay, motion to, let's read it again. Authorize the listing of the 2000 Pierce Quantum engine, period. We're not going to say anywhere money's going to go. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. L, motion to accept the resignation of Christina Shirley and Heidi McConnell from the Parks and Recreation Commission.
So moved.
Motion, second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Before we vote on it, I'd like to Michelle and all the other board members who might be here tonight, I want to thank Christina and Heidi for serving a period of time on the board. We appreciate the volunteerism and appreciate anything they contribute to our, to improve our Park and Rec board. And so always sorry to see people leave, but they have their reasons. But anyways, nonetheless, a big thank you to Christina and Heidi. Anyone else will have a comment? All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Letter M, motion appointing Elizabeth Elderbrock to the Parks and Recreation Commission pending background
So
investigation.
moved.
Thank you. Need a second.
Second.
Can we, thank you, Mr. Bull. Do we want to stipulate this time a number of years, Jordan?
I believe. that-
Elizabeth is a 3-year term?
Yeah, we had suggested the 3-year term, but we
Okay.
So she's 3.
She's 3-year term in this motion, yeah. Okay, motion appointed Elizabeth to the Parks and Rec Commission for a 3-year term pending background investigation. Okay, did it a second? Thank you, Mr. Bull. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Once again, letter N, motion to appoint Ashley Martin to the Parks and
How many
Recreation.
months or
She's
years?
2 years.
Okay,
2
put
years.
that in there then.
Motion to appoint Ashley Martin to the Parks and Rec Commission for 2 years pending background investigation. Need a
So
motion?
moved.
Thank you. Need a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Rowan. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 5-0. Okay, we got another one here. If we get it open. Okay. Oh, motion to approve the request for Cub Scouts Pack 1315 to use Community Park on October 30th from 6 PM until 10 PM.
So moved.
Motion to approve, need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Rowland. Any discussion? All those in
Just,
favor,
well,
go ahead.
just so we get their, all their insurance, whatever we need off of them. So we're covered. That's all.
You know about that, Jordan, right?
Yep.
It's listed on here. The board approves their civic, okay, we have it, we're covered. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed, motion carries 5-0. I want to announce before we call for adjournment, the Board of Supervisors has budget meetings on October 6th, October 7th, October 14th, and October 15th. And they all begin at 5:30 PM. The public is invited to attend those budget meetings, okay? And they'll be advertised, but I wanted to just tell you before you left today, if you're interested, you can attend those budget meetings on those particular days. Motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. Thank you, everyone, for attending the meeting this evening. Thank you very much.